Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's Strong and Steady class. My name is Jen. Thank you for joining me. I have for a class today my folding chair and a group of dumbbells, spanning and weights. And that's all we need for today. Extend your arms out from your side. Let's start with our stretching warm-ups with our upper body, doing these circles with our arms, staying still in our torso as our arms go in circles, gradually getting larger and larger with our circles, and then slowing down and changing directions with your circles. Good, bigger and bigger. Still, torso is unmoving. Good, all the way to your sides, and then giant backstroke circles one at a time. Relaxed in your neck and tops of shoulders. Good, okay, switch to the other side. Today's work format is, we have 10 circuits, and each circuit will have two fundamental portions to it. The first of which is a working portion, which I have loaded up with compound movements. All right, hands on hips, soft bend in the knees, let's hinge. So our compound movements are going to involve more than one joint, more than one muscle group. So it's really efficient at getting work done in a variety of areas, but also because we're generally using two different muscle areas, your core has to be a lot more awake to think about stabilizing. All right, so I like it for that reason. So 60 seconds of compound movements, and then we'll go right into 30 seconds of cardio, okay? And then after that, we'll get a brief rest, recharge for the next round. Okay, so let's do our bodyweight squats, arms extended. Keeping your heels down, maintaining a neutral spine as your tailbone sinks toward the ground. All right, nicely done. Okay, let me grab my timer. So I'm going to set the timer. All right, our first movement is going to be body weight, or if you had really light weights, you could try it. It is iron cross for 60 seconds. So your iron cross is a squat with arms extended. So you take a squat, and then as you rise, you bring your arms out, squeezing your shoulder blades together, and then they run parallel to your ears. Squat and cross, okay? So we'll do that for 60, and then we have lateral shuffles. Step and step, step and step, okay? Trying to focus on staying down and staying level as we use our side glutes. All right, so for a minute, iron cross. Let's go. Squat and squeeze the shoulder blades. Good, and 60 seconds can seem like a long time. So mind your tempo. Inhale, blow. Good, belly button in, sinking tailbone, neutral pelvis. Good work. Squeezing your shoulder blades together to draw your arms back. Last one. Good. Okay, now lateral shuffle. Step and step. And imagine you're going through a swimming pool and you want to make as few waves as possible. So keep those shoulders level. And I'm just holding my dumbbells in, elbows to my rib cage. And I'm reaching from my heel, and my knees don't really come together. My legs definitely do not cross over. All right, nicely done. Okay, let's get set for our next round. The next round, we do incorporate dumbbells, and we're gonna do a split stance hinge. So at 30 seconds, we'll alternate, but we're in our nice split stance. 1 foot forward, 1 foot back heels off the ground, and we hinge and press. Let me show it to you from the side. Hinge and press. So targeting the hamstring and glute on that front leg. We'll do one side, then the other, and then double leg hinge, dumbbell skier arms for 30 seconds. Okay, you ready? All right, excellent. Let's grab some dumbbells. Okay, ready, steady. Let's go. 1 leg forward, 1 leg back. Hinge and press. Neutral spine is melting down. We're not rounding. Just like your hinge, melting belly button through sternum, squeezing your shoulder blades together and pressing through your heels to come up. Good. Okay, let's switch. All right, opposite foot forward, opposite heel active. Good, melting sternum down. Neutral spine, exhale, press through that front heel and press. All right, dumbbell skier arms, legs in parallel, hands and hips go back and swing. As you rise, arms swing out in front. Hinge and hinge. Exhale and exhale. Last one, and lower the dumbbells with control. Nicely done. All right, round 3. Now we're gonna grab 2 dumbbells or 1, and we're gonna go into an alternating split stance to front raise. So if you have just 1 dumbbell, you're gonna hold onto it by its ears. 2, you're gonna hold in a suitcase carry. All right. So feet are together. Step back into your split stance. As you do so, the arms swing out, together, back, together. Okay, you got it? For 60 seconds. So we're working the front of our chest, shoulders, our core, and then obviously we want to dial into what our legs are doing into the ground. So as we step back into a split stance, that front heel is active to help us activate through that hamstring and glute when our feet come back together. All right. Then after that, we'll do step jacks. Okay, so 60 seconds, alternating split stance to front raise. Dadgummit. All right, ready, and go. Step and swing. So this is a little bit slower and more intentional because we're moving our feet, right? And we want to land our feet in the same footprints all the time. We don't want to feel like we're going to fall over. As you're reaching back, it's just the ball of your feet and your toes that are hitting the ground. You're not driving your heels. Three, 2, and 1. Okay, dumbbells down, step jacks. So jumping jacks, alternating footwork. Good job. Lateral muscle groups. Kind of have a little moment there as we step and step where we have single leg balance. 2 and 1. All right, nicely done. All right, for the next round, yep, and you can grab water in here if you need or desire. We're gonna do figure eights and then standing oblique crunch. You know, standing oblique crunch, we're here, more single leg balance, more core work. But for figure eights, you're gonna reach for a single dumbbell that you think is heavy enough for you. All right, and we're going to stand and wrap it around our belly and then hinge and wrap it around our knees. And we're gonna go in one direction for 30 seconds and then switch directions and go the other way. Okay, so we're working on gripping. We're working on sliding our hand behind our back, opening up our shoulders a little bit in order for that to happen. Dexterity, forearm strength, all of it. Okay, you ready? Figure eights. Let's go. So there's no magical number of times. If you do it twice or sometimes 3 times that you wrap around, that's fine, right? We're just making our way around our hips. And then we hinge, flat back, wrap around our knees, and bring it back up. And then back around our knees. All right, as we rise, let's go the other way. Turn your brain on its head, upside down, and go the other way. Wrap around and wrap around. Hinge and rise. Strong fingers grasping that dumbbell. Good. And around the knees, one last pass. Around the knees and rise and set that dumbbell down. Standing oblique crunch, palms at your ears, knee to elbow. Good. I know we work on single leg balance a lot, but you can't work on it too much, right? Relax through your neck. Even if you want to just bring your hands below your ears, that's fine. Good glute strength. 3, 2, and 1. All right, nicely done. Okay. All right. Get a drink. We'll move on to the next round. So we will need dumbbells for the next set. Okay, so we're gonna start with a standing or seated movement, elbow squeeze to press. So you choose whether you'd like to do it standing or seated on your chair. But we have 60 seconds of that, and then we have 30 seconds of skaters. All right, so remember the benefits of sitting in the chair. You're stabilizing your pelvis. It's gonna prevent you from bucking your hips when things get hard. So you'll need to be mindful of not arching your back by sending your shoulders back, even though your pelvis is gonna stay stuck to the chair. Be mindful, slow down, and use your breath to press. Okay. All right, grab those dumbbells. Squeeze, open, and press. Keep the ribs zipped. As you press to the ceiling, it's an exhale. And your elbows hopefully are running parallel to your ears as you're pressing to the ceiling. Good, you're getting there. 10, 9, 8, 7, 5, 2, lower them with control, out of the way, and now we're on to skaters. So step and step, laterally crossing behind your hips. Angles mean everything. Good, stepping back. Ten more seconds. 2 and 1. All right, nicely done. All right, we are halfway done. Good work. We have 5 more circuits to go. Okay, so for the next one, let's get our chairs. All right, we're gonna do chair mountain climbers followed by high marches. Okay, so as we use our chair, we step back into high plank and our hands are right under our armpits and we extend out into our plank. Once we're stable there, then we're drawing our knee to our chest, trying to maintain stable shoulders and hips. After our 60 seconds of chair mountain climbers, it's into high march, so come to standing. All right, you ready? All right, good. Find your plank and march. Knee to chest, knee to chest. Good, and you can stay with your tempo. You do not have to make it a road race. Pull, exhale. Good work. Long spine, don't round. Feel your armpits pulling down to your hips. Good. Getting there, guys. Stay with me. You got 10 seconds. Three, 2, and 1. Come to standing and march. All right, release that tension out of your shoulders. Pump your arms. Thumbs going ear to hip, ear to hip. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, nicely done. Okay. Notice we're moving very efficiently from exercise to exercise. Next, we have calf raises. So take your chair and turn it around. So we're going to use the back of the chair for support. And then for the next element, we're going to do step back burpees. But calf raises using the back of the chair, feet on the ground, and we're peeling our heels off the ground, up and down with control. We can alternate or do both at a time. And you can do a mix of that for yourself there at home if you get too fatigued. After a minute though, we move back into step back burpees. So we stand really close to our chair with our shins almost into it, and we bend over, plant the hands, and then step back into your high plank, step forward and up. Okay, so we're working on opening up our hips, right? See that nice broad stance? That's what we want, nice broad stance and rise. Okay, so that's our work for the next minute and a half. Ready? All right, let's, oops. There we go. Okay, calf raises for a minute. And that chair is just for support. It's not for pressing off of or pressing from or against. Rising all the way up. Yeah, if you can do it with your hands on your hips and maintain good balance, that's fantastic. Good. Okay, now we're going to take alternating. Good. One heel rises, one heel descends. And now together. Finisher off with both heels coming off of the ground. Contracting through the calves to pull your heels. Feel that strength in your arch. All right, good. Now let's spin the chair or spin you. All right, shins to the front. Ready, hinge, plant, step back and up. All right, continue and alternate. Stepping back with the left and forward with the left, and then back with the right, forward with the right. Good, and come to standing in between. The briefest time spent in your beautiful high plank. Step back, step in. One more, back and in. Whew. All right, good work. Okay. Next round. Concentration bicep curls. Okay. And then in and out hot feet. So either seated or standing. And I'm going to bring my chair around and I'll demonstrate seated. So you'll need 2 dumbbells. And what we're going to do today is one is going to be curling through its fullest range of motion, and the other is going to be holding it still and contracted so that your arm is at a right angle. Like I call this platter, holding it out on the platter. Okay, so we'll do 30 seconds of holding it still, a nice isometric hold by the one curls, and then we alternate. Okay, all right. And then we have in and out hot feet for our cardio. All right, so let's get going. All right, pick a platter side and pick a working side. Good. Keep the elbow locked into your rib cage. So you can gaze down and make sure that it's still. And sometimes I like to open my palm on my platter side, just to heighten awareness of to where I am with that arm. And then use your breath. Exhale as you curl up. And switch. Different platter, different curl. Good. Long range, contract and lengthen. Don't spill the drinks on your platter. Keep it up. Last curl. All right, dumbbells down. All right, let's rise for in and out hot feet. Ready, feet together, steady, and out and in. Good. And this is rapid fire. That's why I call it hot feet. So you're working from the balls of your feet and you don't let your heels settle into the ground. Out and in. Good, and now I'm gonna switch. I just did a fast one on you, so now I'm leading, stepping out with my left instead of out with my right. I know, it's like you have to totally rewire your brain. 3, 2, and 1. All right, nicely done. All right, we have to keep rewiring our brain. It's critical to keep those pathways open. Okay, next. All right, we're keeping moving. We're gonna be in our chair and we're gonna grab dumbbells and we're gonna do a chair squat, hammer curl as you rise and then press to the ceiling, okay? So all the way up and all the way down with control, not with speed, with control. And then we'll, after 60 seconds of that, then we have over-overs. So our over-overs are here. We're working through our glutes and our core, trying to get that leg across and lifted up and over a rock, a boulder, or your chair if you want to use your chair. Okay, so dumbbells on either side. All right, you ready? Okay, let's begin. All right, driving the heels, rise, curl, and press. Sit with control, rise, curl, and press. Using that exhale as you rise up from your chair. No momentum. You shouldn't be digging your toes in. It should be coming from your heels. Nice pause at the bottom. Good. Putting those imaginary water glasses on your shoulders as you rise up. All the way up and down. And last one, up and down. Okay, set those dumbbells to the side. We have 30 seconds of overs. Ready, go. Over. Good, and create an imaginary obstacle out in front of you. Slow down, you don't have to run the tempo I'm running. We just need to get those glutes and obliques and core working. Now, yeah, there's a lot of other things responsible for it. But we want to be able to get up and over items, whether we want to get on a stationary bike, whether we want to step over an obstacle in time. All right, nicely done. Hopefully you're feeling a good burn in your side butt. Nice. Okay. All right, last movement before we hit the ground. Lateral lunge to shoulder raise. Now, you can use whatever weights you like. I'm going to keep the chair close for our knee thrusts. So we're done with this. All right, so to the center, lateral lunge as we rise, shoulder raise. So you can have dumbbells in these hands or not. It's entirely up to you. It is 60 seconds, so be mindful if you choose it, be okay with setting it down if it gets too much after a period of time. All right, you ready? All right, I'm starting the timer. Feet together. All right, step to the side, lateral lunge, shoulder raise. So that bent leg, that's the one that's driving the power. The straight leg, you want to imagine that it's dead. So all your body weight's pushing off of that bent leg. Last one. Good. Okay, dumbbells down. Grab your chair for knee thrust, split stance. Step back, ready, and go. Thrust and thrust. Split stance, knee thrust. Focusing on that front heel, activating through that hamstring and glute. We're gonna switch sides right now. Okay, alternating that front leg. Now my left is thrusting and my right hamstring is pulling. And my hand is down on the chair, helping to support me so I can go through a nice big range of motion and with a little bit more speed because I have my balance secure. Last one. Good. All right, nicely done. All right, now you can get a more complete drink of water before we make our way to the ground. Okay, so my chair is positioned as it is, always to aid me to get down into my half kneel, full kneel, and then crawl myself into my space where I want to do my Pilates work. Now, remember, we want to sit down onto one hip. All right, and so we have our wrist under our armpit here, other arm plants, drops to the elbow as shoulder goes down, and then we roll onto our back. All right, nicely done. Okay, so find your space and take a moment to relax in your space. So coming off of work, that moment to relax also may incorporate a moment to, because we're so breath focused in Pilates, you may need to spend a moment just controlling and slowing down your breath and your heart rate. So breathe deeply in through your nose and long and slow out your mouth. And sometimes it's useful to count in your head 1, 2, 3, 4 as you inhale, and 1, 2, 3, 4 as you exhale. And think of your breath tempo like a leaky tire. It's not all splurting out at once. In and out with control. Good, and you're finding control of your breath now. Then relax your tensions as you exhale. And then your brain goes to belly. So as you exhale, you want to relate to the feeling of your belly sinking towards the ground. We're still maintaining that space between the ground and our low back, that natural curvature in our lumbar spine. And even when we exhale and the belly sinks, the low back doesn't press in, it stays neutral. It's just sinking down onto the spine. Take one more breath like that, just visualizing that deepest anterior muscle tissue sinking towards your spine and resting there. Then with your next exhale, let's begin practicing the feeling of pulling from your pelvic floor to precede the sinking of your transverse. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, pelvic floor and transverse. And finally, add in to the top of that work, the zipping of your rib cage, closing of the intercostals. But that body setup isn't a slow process. You want it to happen just in the same timing of a gentle heartbeat. Exhale, pelvic floor, transverse rib cage. Much faster than what I can say. In that first second of breath. Good. Okay, now I want you to extend your right leg, leaving your left leg bent. Take a breath into this new position and find your body set up. One more, inhaling through the chest, exhaling into your setup. And on the next exhale, we're going to raise that right leg off of the ground, pulling it up over the hip. Ready? Exhale. Good. Settle it over the hip. Okay, now reach over and palpate your right oblique. It should be tight, taut. All right, we're holding the weight of that right leg in the right oblique. So as I exhale and lower it, I'm going to control it from my right oblique and keep that leg dead. Keep that transverse falling. Let's try that again. Now we're going to focus on drawing that leg up with the right oblique. And lower with control. Exhale nice and slow. All right. I didn't say it, and I should have sooner, that all of that work is happening and you're still wrapping your transverse and pulling from your pelvic floor. So that is done in the immediate onset of this movement. Okay, so inhale through the chest, exhale into your setup, and then right oblique drags the dead weight of the right leg up off the ground and over your hip. Inhale here, and then exhale and lower it to the ground with control, like it's a rope on a rope. All right, let's go ahead and bend that right leg and straighten the left. Okay, now I want to draw awareness to this space in our low back between our low back and the ground. We want to maintain that space, right? So we should not be driving our back into the ground. We should be wrapping our transverse to support our low back, support our spine, so our low back doesn't arch and it doesn't feel it has to spontaneously press into the ground. We want to support it neutrally. Okay, you ready? Inhale and exhale into your setup. Left oblique's going to drag the weight of the leg up over the hip. All right, my right hand is palpating. I'm feeling how the tension there. I'm going to inhale here and then exhale, slowly lower that leg back down, keeping the weight of it held in my belly and my oblique. Let's do that a couple more times. Exhale. Much energy is spent in your brain, much brain energy, trying to keep that leg dead. So keep the foot soft, relaxed in your shoe. Nicely done. Okay, now we're going to extend both legs, and we're going to try this from a 2 legs extended position. All right, so check in with your low back. This does kind of change things a little bit for your neutral, but make sure that you're supporting your neutral low back. Palms are at your side. Inhale through the chest, and we're going to exhale, and right oblique's going to drag the right leg back into position over the hip while the left leg is laying quiet on the ground. Inhale through the chest, exhale and pull. Inhale as it's up over the hip, and then exhale, lengthen and lower. Inhale, let's repeat that leg. Good, working from the right oblique, low belly stabilizes. One more, exhale, pelvic floor and transverse, and right oblique drags the leg off the ground. And then exhale as you lower it with control. All right, well done. They're shifting back to the left leg. Exhale, left oblique drags up while transverse stabilizes. Lower with control using the left oblique. Exhaling with every bit of movement. Last time, left oblique drags the leg up. Exhale, left oblique lowers it to the ground with control. All right, good work. Okay, now we're going to take our palms and bring them to our ears and return your soles of your feet to the ground. So your knees are pointed to the ceiling. All right, palms at your ears, floating the head off the ground. All right, find comfort between your shoulder blades. They should be relatively neutral here, not too spread out, not too drawn together. Head's floated off the ground and the weight of your head is resting in your hands. And your hands are supporting it with your strong chest and lats. All right, on the exhale, we're going to pull our legs up into chair. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Right leg is drawn up into chair. Inhale here. Left leg by left oblique is drawn up into chair. So now we're comfortably in our chair position. Legs are dead. Inhale. And we're going to exhale. Pelvic floor and transverse are going to sink. And right oblique is going to extend and press that right leg out through a male slot so it's straight. And then exhale as the right oblique draws it back in. Alternate. Exhale, left leg extends. And returns. The slower you make this movement, the harder it is because the longer you have to support the weight of your leg with your belly. As it extends away, it's away from your center of gravity, so it makes your belly have to work. Exhale, extend. One more on each side. Exhale, extend. And then left side. Exhale, extend. And return. All right, lower the legs with control. Lower the head with control. Bring your arms back to your sides. Nicely done. Good. Hit the reset button, going back to your body setup. All right, nicely done. Now let's take our palms back to our ears. We're going to float our head off the mat, gazing at the ceiling, nice and relaxed. Neck is relaxed as the head rests heavy in your hands. All right, let's exhale and draw our legs back up in the chair. All right, now we're going to do those same single leg extensions. But as we extend, then we're going to do a heel drop, lowering the heel a couple inches and return and draw back in. Exhale, extend. Your legs maybe at a 45 or a 60-degree angle. And then you're just going to lower it as far as you can while staying wrapped in your transverse. So it doesn't have to go all the way to the ground. You just want to test your boundaries. Exhale, lower, sinking transverse, raise back up, and then draw it back into chair. Good, and alternating legs. Good. Excellent. Now you finish with that set. Lower your legs to the ground and lower your head to the ground. Nicely done. Good. Hitting that reset button. Your legs are running parallel. Your heels are into the ground. Now let's take a little stretch. We're going to relax and let our legs fall off to the right side of our body. And as you're able, relinquish all hold you have on them. Just let them hang there heavy and feel where you're getting the best with the benefit of this stretch. Is it in your glutes? Is it in your low back? And inhale through your nose. And exhale, feel your body set up, come together, pelvic floor transverse, rib cage. And on the next exhale, we're going to activate from the left lateral line to pull the legs up. So feel that contraction from your lats to your hips to drag your hip back down to the ground. Let them slowly ease and fall to the left side. Nice stretch on the right. Settle into the stretch as much as you're able. Breathe into your body setup. Good, and on your next exhale, contract and pull the pelvis back down. And back to the right. Relax the legs. Visualize the work you want your belly to be doing. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, pelvic floor transverse rib cage. And on the next exhale, all that plus the left lat to oblique to drag the pelvis back. Good, and then sink to the left. Practice your breath, practice letting go of all the unnecessary. Body setup breath. And then exhale, body setup and right lat to oblique, drawing the legs back up. Nicely done. Okay, let's roll over onto our side. And that top arm is going to find its way to the mat and press your torso up off the mat. All right, nicely done today, guys. Hopefully you feel all invigorated by blood flow and work. So thank you so much for joining me. We will see you next time and have a great day. Bye.